everybody to the R44 YouTube channel. Today we are finally getting our hands dirty with the G8X Eventuri intake for the S58 engine, something we've been wanting to do for a while, and today we're going to spice things up. We really wanted to make a more detailed kind of install guide, review, so we're going to walk you through what's in the box. So this is landed from the UK, about an hour away from us is the Eventuri assembly plant. So it's come directly to us. We're going to unbox it. We're then going to look at the car that we're installing on, review kind of the stock system, compare it to some of the components of the Eventuri, go through the install. We'll then showcase before flybys, after flybys, as well as standstill revs, and then we're going to do a kind of recap on the whole system in general, because I think this system has a lot of detail and it's well worth looking into it. So without further ado, I'm going to grab my knife and we're going to open it up. So yeah, as said, Eventuri, their kind of assembly plant is in Luton. We're in North London, so it's not too far. It's quite a big size box. It's actually bigger than most. So yeah, we're just going to open it up. Eventuri always comes nice and packaged. They've got their nice little, so they have the 2022 as well. So shout out to the guys there. They've just had a recent kind of accreditation from the Queen. So we'll just open this up. Wow. All right, so what's inside? So we've got loads of packaging. A look like that. Try not to let it all hang out. Some really nice components that are coming out. I'm already getting excited. It's like heaven. It's always like Christmas when you get new car parts, isn't it? So these, the last couple bits. Ooh. This is the crossover pipe. Be really nice. And instruction manual goes like that. So let's turn that up, close these up, let's have a look. So let's break it down. Some boxes, instruction manual, some stickers. As always, Eventuri include their lovely sticker as well as like a gel one, so we might be putting that on the top of the intake. Another inlet, some silicons, and the two filters. So let's go through the filter system first, and then we'll work our way back through. So we're going to open up this. As always, well packed. We were actually, me and Dylan, our videographer, we were down at Eventuri not long ago looking at the assembly of the intakes, and it is really cool. They're in, really nice, clean rooms. Very silent, I must say. They need some tunes up in there, but no, which is key to make sure there's no issues with the assembly. So, wow. So this is one of the cones, generic kind of Eventuri style filters. This actually is a new filter diameter, from what I understand, for the new M3, M4 platform, due to them, Eventuri wanting to increase the possibility of flow, and all the space available. So that's there, that's the first one. This one is this kind of smaller side. So the M3, M4 is the turbo position. You've got one intake on the other side and one intake really close to the turbo. So it'd be interesting to see the turbo elbow when we install it, because they've designed a really nice turbo elbow for this car. So let's open these up. Just be obviously very careful with your blade near the intake. So again, another one. I'll put these on either side. What should we go for next? Let's start with the housing. So these are the kind of the bases. This is the left-hand side. So all the products from Eventuri at the moment, well, always, they are all pre-preg production, which is the best kind of manufacturing processes, where the cloth, the carbon cloth actually comes with the resin in the cloth. It's then put inside the mold. The mold is then squished, bagged, and then put in an autoclave, and it's put under pressure and temperature, which kind of, in production, it reduces a lot of waste if done correctly, pre-preg. Has higher manufacturing costs because you've obviously got the autoclave to pay for, as well as all the material needs to be stored in temperature-controlled rooms, so normally chilled rooms, so the resin doesn't go off. But the pros of pre-preg is temperature, because it's cured under temperature. It's temperature resistant. You won't have issues where wet laid products, if the temperature in the engine bay is really high, the lacquer and the resin will start dropping down and the weave will stay prominent and you start getting bumpy carbon. So if you ever see carbon that's really bumpy in the engine bay, tends to be wet laid, infusion, or really poor quality cloth from pre-preg. But I'm sure Eventuri have got it on lock with the materials. So again, this is the base where the air will flow in from the kind of OEM ducts through there into one of these filters. For example, like this, and they've got their lovely technology where it just rests on there. That fits into there. It goes like that. We've got some really nice Eventuri bracketry as well, with branding. Let's get that. So this is serial number 289B. So that's number one. Really cool little features, little brush in there. Really nice. So let's carry on. So yeah, back to pre-preg. It is the best way to manufacture nowadays. It's the same way we make all our products for the G8X platform. Weight as well, huge weight savings, because a lot less resin is used compared to kind of wet laid infusion manufacturing. Pre-preg, it's all in the material. And you can see there's no fiberglass involved, it's pure carbon. You'll see the weave on the outside is always aesthetic, so it's picture perfect. The join lines are seamless, and on the back it's then layered with thicker and thicker materials to create strength and prevent any issues. So again, this is another duct where it's going to fit in there. But the quality is amazing. The join lines are really nice. Some really difficult joins along the top and along here. You've got inserted riv nuts in there. You've also got the mounting brackets all pre-fitted and really nice. Look at that. It's just seamless. It's perfect. All the joints have rubber kind of seals on them, so that prevents any rubbing, wear and tear. Some of that molding is beautiful. Really good. Coming from, I spent a lot of time at our factory talking about carbon fiber and molds and stuff, and you can really appreciate the efforts that have gone into this. You've also got little details where this is going to sit on top of the duct. They put a little rubber bit on top of there so it prevents any vibration and noise, which is really nice. So let's get into the crossover pipe, which is going to be really nice. So Eventuri were pretty, not late, I guess, to the kind of getting the G8 intake out, but they took their time, which I think is respected by many. Just shows that they kind of took their time with the testing, spent time on the dyno to make sure there was gains from the intake, as well as the things like having to make a larger bore filter just for this car in particular. Obviously adds time in production, and they have been back-to-back with back orders, so we've sold quite a fair few systems ourselves, and we're fulfilling them as soon as we can, and then this system's obviously come in to finally fit it. So this is the crossover pipe, and this is the money pipe that goes across the front of the engine bay. And as always, it is really nice. The joins here, this is obviously really hard having to add a bracket onto the pipework, and it's bonded on really nice, really good carbon. There's no kind of, you can see sometimes with lacquer can be wavy on carbon, but this is really nice. And you can see the bore of that size then increases, then little areas where it will kind of come in contact with places in the engine bay, and then the really large bore as it comes in to the filter. So yeah, that is the crossover pipe, which looks beautiful. And then we'll just have a quick look at these silicone joiners, because they're a little bit special. It's got one silicone joiner with a nice kind of spring in it, really nice quality. Eventuri clamps, attention to detail is amazing. And then some more joiners, some fixings, and just a little bit of an install guide. I believe all install guides for Eventuri are online. So if you are installing one at home, if you're watching this video, watch it, enjoy it. Make sure you check out the Eventuri install guide for top tips and kind of key areas, because we will fast track some areas. But yeah, that is overall the unboxing of the system. As always, it's nice, the system looks good, and it's now time to go look at the car. So we're going to jump back into the workshop now, have a look at the stock intake, kind of compare some of the areas. We'll start stripping the stock intake out, start installing the Eventuri, and it should be pretty seamless. But guys and girls, I'll see you over there in the workshop. Welcome back, everybody. So I hope you've enjoyed the installation part of it. I quite enjoyed installing it. It's always very therapeutic. Installing an Eventuri intake, everything fits perfectly as it should do. Probably my favorite and worst parts are the turbo elbows, so just be very careful with doing those. They're quite fiddly getting in. Just make sure you have like a range of different extensions so you can get in there and remove them, but then the design of them just makes you happy while you're installing them, even though they're a bit hard to get access to. So yeah, turbo elbows are done. It's pretty simple from there. Removing the intake is really easy. Obviously they just pull out and you just loosen off some clips. Turbo elbows go in, then you just put some silicone joiners on, then put the lovely Eventuri filter kind of housing in, and then these cold air ducts. And yeah, it's a really simple installation of a really good quality part. You can't go wrong. So yeah, I hope you guys, everybody's enjoyed it. Have you seen this? This is our new engine cover that we just kind of placed there. So it's just finishing development on that, and then it'll be available, but I'm sure we'll pop a link in the description below. As always, hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know if you want an Eventuri. Check out through the links below. And if you'd like one installed, we're currently doing a free promotion, a free installation on all Eventuri. So whether it be your RS3, your M2, or your G80 or G82, let us know. We're more than happy to install it for you and also grab some great content. But yeah, let's go outside and get some revs and flybys and hear the system in its full potential or something like that. But anyways, see you a lot later.